Happy New Year, Rockets family. Even though it's still 10:05 Central Time, but I know some of the Rocket fans who tune into Let's Talk Houston Rockets are overseas and are celebrating already, like my man Terry in New Zealand. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am Kris Gardner, owner of the Houston Roundball Review, local name, global perspective. How you guys doing? Long time to hear from a Rocket perspective. Been doing the shows, the Let's Rage Cougs shows, post-game shows for the Houston Cougars men's basketball team, as well as providing content on women's hoops here in town also. But tonight, we're going to talk Rockets and that 108-88 home loss to the New York Knicks and the 25 turnovers for 37 points off turnovers. Damn. Alan Luna, thank you very much. Happy New Year to you as well, Alan. I'm going to try this. The volume is not great, but if you haven't seen it already on Twitter, I was in the locker room as well, but I had to ask Vanessa what the question was. And the question asked to EG to get the comment that you hopefully will see if you haven't heard it. It's on Twitter. Adam Spolin, Jackson Gallen put it out there as well. I'm going to try to put it up with a share screen so you guys can see it and get Eric Gordon's expressions. Volume's kind of low. Eric is a low talker, but bear with me. If you can't hear it, I was there. I know what he said, and I can tell you what the question was and all those good things. But Eric Gordon, we know this. Rocket fans have seen this almost all season. We discussed it here on this show that Eric Gordon is not happy, that Eric Gordon wants out of the Rockets, and it's past time for the Rockets to trade him. Well, Eric Gordon said in a very short answer to a question, the question, are you seeing the improvement you thought you'd see when the season started? That is the question from colleague Adam Spillane. So let me see if I can pull it up here. Going to do a few things, and let's see how we goes here. The tweet obviously is from my man Jackson Gallen. Very popular, but here we go. I'm going to shut up and play it real quick.
Are you seeing the improvement that you thought you would see when the season started?
There's no improvement.
Are you seeing the improvement that you thought you would see when the season started?
There's no improvement.
Did y'all catch that? There's no improvement. Are you seeing the improvement you thought you'd see when the season started? Eric Gordon said there's no improvement. He was asked a few things. And for those I saw on Twitter, did anyone ask him why he feels that way? The interview was cut short right after that answer. It was done. We were done in the locker room. That was it. EG gave that answer. Rockets PR said, thanks, Eric. And that was it. No follow-up questions. So there you go. If you're wondering why there was no follow-up to that comment from Eric Gordon, Eric's postgame was ended right there with that answer. Okay? So give me your thoughts on it, on what you just heard from Eric Gordon. There's no improvement. He said prior to that about, he's seen winning. He knows what winning looks like. There's not enough ball movement. This team isn't good enough. This team has a very small margin for error. This team cannot win playing isolation ball. This team needs to have better ball movement, more passes, more etc. But my response, and I think other folks will agree with Jamon, who says, I'd respect that comment from Gordon if he wasn't playing like trash. Well, no argument there. I got stats all over the place here. I got the final book from the Rockets. I think I do. I don't know if I picked it up or not. Don't worry about it. But WK, how are you doing? Happy New Year to you as well. Happy New Year to you too, Jamon. How are you? But Eric Gordon tonight, 5 for 10, one of his better games offensively. 5 for 10 from the floor, including 2 for 4 from three-point range. But 4 turnovers for the Rockets team 25. Rockets starting 5 combined for 16 of the team's 25 turnovers. 4 from EG, 5 from Jalen Green, 5 from Kevin Porter Jr., 1 each from Jabari and Bruno. case you missed it, Bruno started in place of Alp because Alp had lower back tightness. Not believed to be serious, but Bruno started in place of him. Bruno did not play great. Bruno did not play so great that Boban got minutes. Tony M, Happy New Year to you as well. Boban got, let's see, 8 minutes total. Got some run early in the second quarter. 8 minutes, 6 points, 3 boards, 1 foul, 1 turnover. Man, I'm looking at the box score. Wow. Every Rocket except Tari Eason had a minus plus minus ratio. Oh, no. Oos had a +1. Excuse me. Sorry, Oos. Oos had a +1. Every Rocket except Oos and Tari. Tari was 0. Oos Magruba had a +1. Everybody else ranged from a -16 to a -1. Bruno, Jalen, and KPJ had a -16 in the plus-minus ratio. Garrison Matthews, he's back being Garrison Matthews again, fans. 0 for 5 from 3 in 12 minutes, -11 with his plus-minus ratio. Derek, how are you? Happy New Year to you as well. Is that Eric's way of stirring the pot? WK asked that question. I don't think so. I mean, Eric kind of stirred the pot a few times in some of his tweets from weeks ago. His frustration, eye rolls or emojis like that. This is first most direct frustration, but even some of his post-game comments, locker room comments from within the last few weeks, you could tell that he's frustrated. He said tonight, lack of ball movement, not playing as a team, on and on and on. Eric doesn't want to be here. You see the frustration that he's just playing it on the court now, more and more. You're seeing that he's frustrated. But this from Allen. He doesn't understand why the front office wanted to keep him. He's shown signs that he didn't want to be here since media day. Agreed. Tonight, frustration in his, technically 3-word comment, there is no improvement, was maybe it's the most recent, but he's been frustrated, and we talked about it. Trust me, we talked about this after those comments when we were done in the locker room, and all of us were like, the Rockets need to trade Eric. They should have traded him for a while. But last season, Eric still wanted to be a Rocket. So Eric said no to some deals. But this year, in improvement, the Rockets have improved this year. Individual improvement for players. Team, the win total, it's not great. But what do you think? This team wasn't going to go to the play-in this year. This team wasn't going to improve that much. And rumors, those are reports that Rafael, I think initially Rafael did turn down first-round picks for Eric Gordon because there were conditions on them, or they were in the low 20s, etc. And then at some point, Eric said, no, I want to stay here and finish my career with the Rockets. So both sides said no at certain points. They're past that point now. Okay, they're past that point. The Rockets' win-loss record when Eric doesn't play, sits out on, either part of a back-to-back, may not be great, but they're 10-26. How much worse would the Rockets be if Eric Gordon were traded or put him off balls and just sat down until a deal was reached? How much worse would they be? Hey, Justin, how are you? Glad you made it. You chimed in to the Let's Rage Cougs post-game show earlier today and asked if I was going to do a Rockets talk. Here we are. Thank you for joining the show. And you said you're going to vent earlier today, so going to vent. Daisha Nix is out of the rotation for backup point guard duties. Ty Washington, 0 for 3 in 12 minutes, 0 for 2 from 3, 0 assists in his 12 minutes. Rockets had 20 assists on 29 buckets. They didn't make a lot of shots. Hell, they gave it away 25 times, so that took some of the shots away. But Tata, last couple of games, Tata, you're a point guard, man. Run the offense. You are a point guard. Be a point guard. Get your teammates involved. Don't, fall into these bad habits. Maybe what you're seeing some of your teammates do. That's not who you are. So, Eric, he said what he said, and trust me, his expressions in his, what was it? Let me see. 2 minutes total of post-game comments. What was it about? It was about 80 seconds. He's 80 seconds. His eyes rolled. I mean, the expression on his face was like, yeah, you saw it. Not enough ball movement. I've seen what winning looks like. I know what winning looks like. This is not it kind of stuff. Eric, you could have asked out of here a while ago. Now, Rafael, Eric's people, y'all need to get out, hey, agree. It's time to go. Let's get this done. Cheers. Happy New Year, everybody. Cheers. Here's to 2023. Jamon, comment you're going to discuss right now. My man Eco tweeted it during the game. I think this month of December, Garrison is 9 for 33 from 3, something like that, including his 0 for 5 from 3 tonight. Josh Christopher can do that. and probably Josh would take less threes and maybe have more of an impact for the Rockets than what Garrison's doing or has done this month. So I think it's time to give Jacob a chance in the rotation. If Garrison Matthews is not making threes, offensively, spacing is good, but at some point, teams will be like, he's struggling from 3, so let's leave him out there. What else is he going to do? If he doesn't pick up offensive fouls, those kind of things, charging calls. He ran over. Who did he run over? Emmanuel Quigley, trying to set a screen. But Eric, improvement. What Eric Gordon? And it's amazing how things change. And this is how the season goes. Rockets won the first 2 games of their 7-game homestand. I'm sure some fans or folks like, yep, they turned it around. Of course, one of those was with John Lucas' coach. Yes, I know that. Then they lost 5 straight. Close out the homestand 2 and 5. Then they got Lucas. And also, let me say this as well. Coach Silas said post-game, 25 turnovers. He was exasperated after turnovers tonight. 25 turnovers. The Knicks did not shoot a high percentage. The Knicks shot 39%, 38.9. But they didn't shoot well. They were 15 for 51 from 3. Julius Randle took 13 threes out of his 20 field goal attempts. 13, made 5 of them. Went to the line for 16 free throws and made 12. But the Knicks were 35 for 90 from the floor. But the Rockets gifted them 25 chances to get easy buckets. And the Knicks said, thank you, and scored 37 points. 37 of the Knicks' 108 came off Rocket turnovers. That is not Steven Silas. Okay? 25 turnovers for 37 points. That's not Steven Silas. You can question Steven Silas about player rotations and a lot of other issues. They missed Al P tonight. His presence. I think pregame, Coach Silas thought Al P was going to play tonight. And then in the last few minutes, Al P, the back, said he couldn't go. Well, that changed the rotation. That changed the expectations. So that threw them for a loop right there. So 3 big men in and out the game. Look at who the Rockets have up front. Backups. Usman Garuba. Us is a 6'8" hustle player with iffy hands. Boban gives you what he can, but he's not a great athlete. We all know that. Boban is stiff, especially laterally. And then when Alp's out, who else you got up front? This is what the Rockets have. This is what Rafael Stone put together. Okay, let me say that again. This is what Rafael Stone put together. So Alp is important to this team. He's important to the offense. Alp helps stabilize the offense. He's a facilitator on offense. But he was expected to play tonight and couldn't go because of his lower back soreness, stiffness. Weren't expecting that. Tari Eason had 13 rebounds, 13 other teams, 52. Scoot almost had a triple-double, 2 assists away from a triple-double. 23 points, 10 boards, 8 assists. He's gotten better this season. He's improved this season. I think doesn't apply to me, but his hair-raising moments have lessened this season. That's a sign of improvement. He's improved. Jalen, his shot is kind of inconsistent, but his assist total has improved this season. That's improvement. Alp's offense has improved. But United, I disagree. Coach Silas, tell me, truly, and I'm going right to you, United, directly to you. What coach would improve this team right now? And I ask you that because I'm talking wins. Wins. What coach would improve this team right now, win total wise? And then are you one of those fans who, if Rockets were, 18-18, they're winning too much? What are they doing? They're winning too much. Now they're getting out of the Wemby sweepstakes. Are you one of those fans? Because if you're one of those fans, you can't have it both ways. I had no expectations of the Rockets getting 30 wins this season. 29 tops. 25 or 29. That was my range. I did expect them to win more than 20 games. And if they don't, Steven's gone. That's not a surprise. If they don't, he's gone. Doug's not coming to coach the Rockets, especially during the season. Rockets are not going outside the franchise during the season. Okay, they're not going out of the organization to hire a coach during the season. That's not going to happen. If they want to do that, they could have done that off season. They could do that during the summer, and they might. I wouldn't be shocked if Tillman fires Steven Silas in the summer. Rockets have improved in rebounding. They've gotten better in certain areas. Turnovers, they've gotten worse. They are a better rebounding team this season than they were last season. I don't understand, isn't a good coach. Why can't Silas is not a good coach? Based on, you're not answering my question. You're not answering my question. If Udoka comes into the team tomorrow, takes over for the team January 1st, Rockets, got 46 games left in the season. Rockets finish the season 35-47. That'd be a miracle, but if they do that, would you be one of those fans that now they're winning too much? What are you doing? Would you be one of those fans? Because you can't have it both ways. Either you want them to stink, but improve and win more than 20 games like last season, which is paramount, because Tillman said that many times during this offseason. He expected the team to win more than they did last year. He said that. So it's clear. If they don't, Steve is gone. Period. They're 10-26. They're barely ahead of the pace to win more than 20 games this season. Barely. But firing him and promoting John Lucas to finish out the season. Okay. Lucas would be a hard ass on him. But if they still commit 20 plus turnovers a game, they're going to have problems winning. They're going to play fast. Want to play fast? Well, one thing to play fast, you cannot turn over the ball. Okay? Period. It wasn't Jayshawn Tate. You're seeing his absence because he'd be a stabilizer. And I believe this. I'm choosing to believe it, honestly. That once Jayshawn is cleared to play and returns to action, Eric Gordon will be traded. Because then you keep KJ in the starting lineup. You'd have Jayshawn come off the bench to help be a stabilizer and help run the offense on the second unit, along with Ty. So I think Jayshawn is getting close to getting cleared, barring setbacks. So close, week, getting close. Rockets have roughly, 6 weeks before the February deadline? Eric Gordon will be gone by then. We'll be gone by then. And if he's not, then sit his ass down for the rest of the season. Because he doesn't want to be here. I don't believe his teammates want him here. Sit him down. Just sit him down. Okay. Let's see. The Harden rumors, I think that's just leverage. I just think James trying to get leverage, more money out of Philly or more money out of another team. James she's not a fit here for the Rockets, these young Rockets. James is a hell of a player, hell of a talent. Would still enjoys the nightlife. Rockets don't want him around these young guys as an influence. No. And James, as talented as he still is, he's not the James he was a few years ago. He's not carrying his team deep into the playoffs. James Harden will make this team a championship team. That's the goal. That's the goal. Not just to play in. Playoffs, then top 4 seed in the playoffs, and then winning. That's the goal. James is coming here for that. James is not coming here for that. He's trying to get more money out of Philly. Leverage. Rockets would be, never say never. Let me be clear. Never say never. But if Tillman wants to bring James back to sell tickets, okay. They're not going to be the top team in the West. That ain't happening. That's not happening. Okay? And I've said on previous shows that when the Rockets are good / great, Silas will not be the head coach. I've said that. For a while now, I've said that. So I'm not a Stevens great guy. But if they don't win more than 20 games this year, he's gone. Period. This is business. At some point, you got to have results in the W's and L's. So, but my question is, and this is where I'm coming from, my perspective. I'm not like my man Sarge. I did not have the Rockets winning 37 games and going to the play-in. I had much lower expectations than that. So what they're doing right now, the biggest thing, and I'm not a fan, but for me, is the turnovers, because a lot of them are just really unforced turnovers, lazy passes, lack of focus. Stuff you can fix yourself. And then a lot of defensive breakdowns as well. I expect Atlanta Hollins to make the team better on defense. And consistently, they haven't done that. To date, they have not done that. Jalen Green he's had good moments. His shot has been too up and down. But his assist numbers have been better. With that, he's with more ball handling duties. his turnovers have increased. So that is an issue. Part of being a young player. You're trying to balance out being a better facilitator, getting more assists, but also minimizing his mistakes. And he's not doing that lately. He had a stretch not too long ago where he was doing a better job, averaging 5 or 6 assists a game in 25 points. So he's gotten better. He's inconsistent. His second year in the league. Jalen Green has a bright future. It ain't there yet. That means he's not there yet. Oh, Kurt, just reading this stat from Rockets PR. Eric's 2 3-pointers that he made tonight give him exactly 18,000 buckets in his career, making him the 24th player in NBA history to reach that mark. His 1,023 made threes as a Rocket is only second to James Harden's 2,029. Wow. Man. James Harden was 2,029 made threes as a Rocket. Whew. Man. Goodness gracious. Boy, that's a lot. Man. Let's see. Trade Eric Gordon, KG. Tony, why trade KJ if you trade Eric? So, because KJ will be starting 5 if you trade Eric, for sure. Jabari's not a bust. Not a bust. How the hell are you a bust after 36 games into your rookie career? Come on, people. Relax. Folks are saying that or looking at Paolo Banchero's success on offense. Because who's better defensively? Right now, who's better defensively? Paolo or Jabari? Jabari, hands down. Offensively, who's better? Paolo, hands down. That's it. Does not make Jabari a bust. It doesn't make Paolo a bust because defense is trash. Folks, fans are fans. Come on. Come on. It's like you just got to have things to talk about. The Rockets are not consistent. That's an issue. That's a thing that surprised me. And, they said, and this is one of the things that y'all know, y'all follow me long enough here on these shows and follow me on Twitter, follow me on sports shows. I'm a defense first guy. So when the Rockets said during the offseason at media day, their goal was to be better defensively, was to get stops and get out and run. That's what they said. The players said that. Not just Coach Silas, the players said that. So to see them really, sometimes this season thus far, be bad. I mean, just outright terrible defensively has disappointed me. Because I thought they'd be better. Jabari's a better defensive player. Tari's a better defensive player. They got guys who like defense, like playing defense. But then they just either disrespect the opponent, take teams for granted, not play hard enough, whatever. The defense has just not been good enough. The Rockets have nothing. What's their constant to hang their hat on? What is, they play hard. I'll say that. They play hard. They have played hard for most of the games this season. They've had 1 or 2 just stinkers where they just didn't play worth a damn. Spurs, one of them, Denver was another. Milwaukee, that's 3. So that's an improvement. Playing hard. But one thing, Rockets getting in, they don't play well from quarter to quarter. So they're inconsistent within a game. That's an issue. But 10 and 26, I think they're still on pace. They're not on pace to get the 29 wins as I thought would be their max, their ceiling. They're not even on pace to get to 25, which is my range. So they're barely barely. I mean, they've had moments where they played well. Their win and their effort over the Bucks. And let me add this info here, make some updates. Lose 108-88 to the Knicks, and the Knicks shot under 40%, 39%. This week, the Rockets won at the Bulls by 15 points. Scored 133 on the Bulls. The Bulls aren't a great team, but it was a road win. 133-118. They got Luka on December 23rd and lost 112-106. So, the loss to the Spurs, those look bad. Those are bad. But United, why are you yelling, man? Why are you all caps? Just relax. We're all family here. You're disagreeing with a lot of folks, and that's fine. You don't have to yell about it. Steven Silas was hired to coach James Harden and Russell Westbrook. That's what he was hired to coach. James Harden and Russell Westbrook said they did not want Jeff Van Gundy to coach them. Keep that in mind. Because JVG was one of the finalists for this job. Keep that in mind. Okay. Before Steven Silas got the job, Jeff Van Gundy was one of the finalists for this job. And James said no. All right. Lose to Orlando. Orlando's further along. Apparently. Fans, we made our predictions. We had the Rockets beating Orlando. I think splitting with Orlando. Didn't happen. But I think most of you guys, most of the family here, had the Rockets losing to the Bucks. Rockets beat the Bucks. At home. Folks were hyped, excited. Rockets beat the Sixers in double overtime. Fans are hyped, excited. Rockets are beating the Suns twice. They're beating the Suns twice, and the Bucks and the Sixers. That's 4 of their 10 wins. So they get up for the big teams, more focused, more locked in. The issue is they're not focused game in, game out. A better backup center. Boban's not the answer. Boban's a great guy, but like I said, Boban, the fact Boban got 8 minutes tonight wasn't an emergency. He's a break glass in case of emergency kind of guy. Bruno has his limitations. I think Bruno is still being bothered by his left knee, still giving him issues. But one of his areas of improvement is consistency. He's got to be more consistent. So Christian Woods played well for the most part. Christian Woods realized early on that it's Luka's team. Good for him. I think Bruno's what he is. I mean, he's a rim protector. When teams take away that lob threat, he doesn't have much of an offense besides that. And putbacks. He's a better shot blocker. Lucas coached 1 game. Silas came back and Rockets won second game. Luke only has 1 win. Technically, Luke won that game. It counts on Steven Silas' record. So keep that in mind. And the Rockets closing out that 7-game homestand with those 5 losses was a disappointment. to the organization, to the staff, the players, fans. Surprised me because they were playing better, and then it just stopped. And they're now in a funk. They're now struggling again. Oh, JB, I think it's been too hard on Jalen Green. I don't know. I think Jalen's shot selection needs to improve because he's got the green light. Sometimes that's good. Sometimes it's bad. You're just letting stuff fly all the time. He falls in love with Alex. Let me play it. Very low volume, but let me put it up again. I think I still have the question. But Eric was asked by my colleague Adam Spolane. Adam Spo, I call him Spo. Adam Spolane. Are you seeing the improvement you thought you'd see when the season started? EG's answer, quote, there's no improvement. But let me see if I can switch it over here because it's really low volume. But the tweet's courtesy of Jackson Gatlin, one of the young Lions covering the Rockets. But let me see if I can pull it up here. Try one more time. Here we go.
Are you seeing the improvement that you thought you would see when the season started?
There's no improvement.
Are you seeing the improvement that you thought you would see when the season started?
There's no improvement.
Are you seeing the improvement that you thought you would see when the season started?
There's no improvement.
So there you go. Eric says there's no improvement. I think there's been individual improvement. There has not been improvement consistently in wins. But again, 2 wins over the Suns, one of those on the road. They beat the Bucks, beat the Sixers, double overtime. So you see flashes, but not enough consistently, not enough flashes of consistency. His expression in that answer is just part of it. His expression throughout this 80 seconds he spoke to us, he doesn't want to be here. Eric does not want to be here. Okay? Tonight, his frustration boiled over. And keep in mind, he shot 5 for 10 from the floor tonight. Okay? He had good offensive numbers. 12 points in 27 minutes, 3 assists. But he had 4 turnovers. He had 4. Jalen had 5. Scoot had 5. Tari had 3. KG had 2. The team turnovers. 25 team turnovers. The Knicks scored 37 points off those turnovers. That's a season high for a Rockets opponent. 37 of the Knicks, 108 off 25 turnovers. None of us are mad at Eric. We talked about that as well. We get it. I mentioned it here on this show, previous shows, not too long ago. Eric is frustrated. I don't know what he expected this season. The Rockets were not going to win a lot of games this year. But I think he believed they would. He wants a chance to win and have success in the playoffs. We get that. We understand that. Trade him. Trade him. I don't believe Eric should be starting. I've said that for a while too. So I don't know if the Rockets have started him for him to showcase what he still has left in the tank. But most likely, when Eric is traded, he'll have a 6-man role with that new team anyway. So give him that right now. And see this, I'm with this. Rafael, trade Eric. Most of the players in the league now are available to be traded past December 15th. Make a deal. Make this trade. First round pick, stop hanging on that first round pick. It'd be great if you can get a sucker and get a first round pick with a lot of conditions on it, whatever. But trade him. 2 second round picks. 2 second-round picks and a first-round pick in 2028 or something with conditions, whatever. But trade him. Eric does not want to be here. I think his younger teammates want him gone too. So just get it done. Thank Eric for his time here with the organization. Wish him good luck with his new franchise and move on with your younger guys. I mean, this is simple, I think. Sure, I mean, it's not as simple as, hey, let me call up Daryl, give me whatever for EG, it's done. I mean, okay, you got to do some negotiating, some haggling, fine. But get this done. Put the fans out of their misery, put Eric out of his misery, put his teammates out of their misery, move on. Get this done. Get this done. Because Eric's influence in the locker room is not, this season, is not what it was last season. It's time to move on. So let me see what Alex said. Let's see. What did JB say? Need a better mix of veteran and young guys. We need vets. JB, like Eric? Eric doesn't want to be here. Eric still believes he has a lot in the tank to give a team, to help a team win in the playoffs. The Rockets are not a playoff team. Now, if you can get a vet, and I said it, 6 weeks ago, you need a vet like Corey Joseph in Detroit. Corey's not caring about playoffs. He's being a leader in the locker room. He plays when called upon, when needed. He's good, but he's not under this belief that I still got a lot of the tank that I can help a playoff team get dubs. Eric still believes he can contribute. Rockets not going to win. Eric shot the ball well tonight, and the Rockets lost by 20. Rockets have played better some games lately with Eric doing little to nothing on offense. Trade him. Trade him. Let him go. Ideally, if the Rockets can get a younger vet who accepts his role, gets in where he fits in, where he gets it, and helps, that's good. But it's not Eric. And Justin's comment, put Justin's comment up with the Rockets cap room. We talked about it, I think, 2 or 3 weeks ago, excuse me. For the Rockets in all the cap room, they're not going to. I'll be stunned if a top-tier free agent signs with the Rockets in the summer. Rockets will fill that cap room via trade. Cheers. This is where they are. But Eric, wow. What can I say? And again, for anybody who's chiming in from Twitter, from Jackson's thread or Spo's thread, the reason there was no other follow-up question to Eric's answer was because our session with him ended. Once he gave that answer, it was over. We got the thanks, E, and we were done. So no opportunity for a follow-up question. So, and I think I still have it for the Rockets. Let me see the slide. It's kind of outdated. I need to update it. Let me see some of this. But next year's draft, let me see, not that one. Let me take that down. Let's see here. Info from No, that's the Rockets. The GM proposed results. Let me see. All right. So there we go. It's courtesy of Bobby Marks. You see that Rockets own their own pick 23, 25, 27 through 29. Unprotected from Milwaukee 23. Unprotected from Brooklyn 24 and 26. And then swap with the Nets 23, 25, 27. Outgoing, two top four protected to OKC in 24 and 26. And then swap rights with OKC 25. It's top 10 protected. So keep that in mind. And I saw the question, if the Rockets won the lottery and won the lottery and got the rights to select Wemby with number one, then Alp going to the bench. Yeah. Yeah. Start Jabari with Wemby. Yeah. Or I don't know about I want to see a Jabari, Alp, Wemby front court. That'd be interesting. I'd rather see somebody like KJ with Wemby and Jabari. Or Tari with Wemby and Jabari. Not Alp, because Alp, bring him off the bench and have the offense run through him off the bench. I think that would be a better fit. So we're not there yet. It's amazing how the tide has turned. Let me see here. Oh, let me see. Oh, George just went up. How about that? Oh, my man, Will Gibson might be dying. Let's see. Detroit won tonight in Minnesota, so they now have 10 wins. They're not 10 and 29, so they still have the worst win-loss percentage in the WNBA. So now 3 teams with 10 wins: Detroit, Charlotte, and the Rockets. And as you know, fans know, that team with the worst record in the NBA can pick no worse than 5th. Alan, I agree with you that I'm not sure where else LP could defend if not at the 5 spot. Yeah. Now he could have some help, weak side defense, and help defense with Wemby and Jabari, but I don't know about that. I think he'd be a better fit with offense running through him coming off the bench. He's done it before. He can do it again. Yeah, I think KJ wants to be here now. Yep. I do. Because he has a consistent role. It changed a little bit lately, but I think he does want to be here. And I say it again. Once Jayshawn Tate is cleared to play and gets the minutes coming off the bench, start KJ, and then you'd have a bench with Tari, Jayshawn, Bruno or Oos up front, Ty in the backcourt, and Josh Christopher. I'm good with that. Back of 5 is not great, but I'm good with that. Once Jayshawn is cleared to play, definitely trade Eric Gordon. Please. With Wemby, like I said, I'm not changing. My timetable has not changed. It's taken a beating. It's wobbled, but I still believe Rockets within 4-5 years will be in the finals. They're going to take steps to get there. And probably soon enough, I don't believe Steven Silas will be the head coach. Hell, soon. Do I believe KJ is a legitimate starter? Well, how many? And that's an honest question for you, Tony. How many NBA teams have 5 great starters? Just 5 great players. Probably every great team has a role player in their starting lineup. Somebody who does not need the offense run through them. Somebody who's a glue guy. Somebody who makes things happen through hustle, effort. Players like that. Justin, no question. I hope Victor can stay healthy. No doubt about it. I hope he can stay healthy. So, yeah, with Alp, I think Alp's best position in the NBA is a 5. So, well, J-Mon, but the Rockets aren't a better team. So, for what the Rockets are right now, he should start. He's better starting at the 3 than Eric Gordon, in my opinion. He's not a consistently, great outside shooter yet, but he does other things that Eric Gordon can no longer do. Athletically, better rebounder than Eric. Helps shot blocker better than Eric. KJ still needs to do a better job with his handles. Scooter, thank you very much. That's a new name I haven't seen. Do I think KJ is better than Tari at what? Give me something specific. And I'll say this, Tari Eason, my man, young fella gets his shots up. Boy, he's not the one to pass the ball. He gets his shots up. 23 minutes tonight, 11 shots. 5 of them were 3. He got 13 rebounds. But I think Tari needs to look to pass more. Pass to get his teammates good looks as well. Not just passes as grenades, where he gives his teammate the ball with 3 seconds or less on the shot clock. Help set up his teammates. Because there have been too many times this season, especially this month, where teammates have been open on the perimeter and Tari goes to the paint and misses. And throws up a bad shot. No. So KJ is a great cutter. Yes. Tari struggles at the rim. Yes. KJ wants to be here. Stick with that. I think KJ, like many of us, I think he understands it. He gets it. But any back-to-backs on the Rocket schedule, Eric Gordon is not playing both of those games. So KJ will start one of those 2. What good is that? Just bring Eric off the bench. I mean, seriously. Put KJ in the starting lineup, period. And let's see what he can do. He may not be a great fit long-term as a starter. But putting him in there, taking him out based on Eric Gordon's health, come on. So that's not helping him and his improvement to the game. That's it, that's my take on that. And of course, I'm not the GM of the team. I've just covered the team for a long ass time. And hope, we'll see how it goes going forward, covering the team. Might be somebody else covering the team via the Houston Roundball review next season. So I can branch out and focus on the colleges and the Cougs. Who knows? KJ, yeah. He's been here. He's doing his part in the community, as Justin is saying. A lot of young Rockets have been at a UH men's basketball game. I think they were all at the game against Bama. The Cougs lost. Tillman probably strongly encouraged them to be there. So Tata, last couple games. Let me see, because tonight, Ty Washington had 0 assists in 12 minutes. 3 fouls. 3 shots, 0 for 3. Ty, you are the point guard. Be the point guard. Be the facilitator first. Get your teammates involved first. So I do not want to see Ty get more shot attempts than assists. That's not his role. That's not magnifying what he does best. Terry, thank you. Happy New Year to you. And anybody watching the show here who's on the East Coast, Happy New Year to you, because it is now 12:01. We're 59 minutes away here in the Central Time Zone, 11 o'clock. On this edition of Let's Talk Houston Rockets, it's a late night. It's KG After Dark. Talking Rockets. Rockets lost 108-88 to the Knicks. Rockets had 25 turnovers in this game. Knicks shot only 38.9% from the floor and won by 20. Knicks shot under 40% and won by 20. New York scored 37 points off the Rockets' 25 turnovers. Oh, J-Mon has an interesting comment right here. I'm not sure about that one. Traded up to get a big like Walker Kessler instead of drafting Ty. And then, J-Mon, you'd have Jason Nix run the offense. Do you want that? I don't. Personally, I wouldn't want that. But yes, Terry, thank you for the comment as well. If you have not already, please subscribe to the Houston Roundball YouTube channel. Hit that bell so you receive the notifications when I post new videos and new updates in the community tab as well. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Trying to get to 6,700 subscribers and then eventually 7,000 subscribers. I'm not sure you guys can hear all the fireworks going off in the neighborhood here in 5th Ward and Greater 5th. But my neighbors are celebrating. We're minutes away, celebrating early and celebrating for a few hours, honestly. But we're a few minutes away from 2023, bringing in the new year. Julius, well, Justin, he was doing more than drawing fouls because he jacked up 13 threes. And some of them were bricks. Some of those threes he launched were bricks. So, but he's got a good mix of his game because he took 13 threes and also 16 free throws. Hey, 35 points. That's how you do it. Emmanuel Quickly. Young fella took 25 shots. 13 of which were threes. He scored 27 points. Yeah, 27 points, 7 assists, 5 boards. Quinn Grimes from the Woodlands, University of Houston Cougar, 19 points on 8 of 15 from the floor. 2 assists, 2 boards, 2 turnovers, 2 steals, 1 block shot. Q. Grimes, 3 for 8 from 3, 8 for 15 from the floor overall. Hell, the Knicks bench only scored 16 points. Rockets bench scored, 26. Damn, Rockets starters got lit up. Golly. Damn, I'm looking at that. Let's see, 54, 60, 65, 92. 92 to 23, 46, 62. Damn. Whoa. 92, 62. Ouch. Yeah, I forgot about that. Jalen Brunson, they didn't even play. RJ and Jalen didn't even play. Oh, young fella missed a 50-yard field goal attempt from Ohio State. Oh, how about that? Oh, tune in tomorrow for Folks Talking Sports because I'm going to be making fun of my colleague Willie Gibson about that. Oh, man. But, yeah, Quinn's playing well, fitting in well. Good to see that. an example of a young man who coming out of high school, freshman year at Kansas, folks thought he was a bust. Transferred to the Cougs, did not shine his first year at the Cougs. Came back, got better, improved offensively and defensively, and got himself drafted into the first round. What's the rush? Take your time, work on your game, get better. And once you get to the league, you are not a finished product. And continue working on your game and improving. So please, miss me with the Jabari's a bust. Tari's a bust. Jay Nivy's a bust. Please. 35 games into their rookie year. Come on, folks. Come on. But yes. And again, Alperen Şengün did not play tonight. Lower back soreness. Let me see what it was. This says lower back pain according to the box score, but soreness, stiffness in the lower back. Alp was basically a last-minute scratch to the starting lineup. When Coach Silas spoke to the team, the media at about 5:15 before the game, he thought Alp was going to play. That's at 5:15. 4:15 because 6 p.m. start. So at 4:15, he thought Alp was going to play. He didn't play. So that was an adjustment to the lineup. Terry, about the Bruno. Like I said, Bruno's limited. Offensively, Bruno is in to set screens, get lobs, and be a threat on defense, block a shot here and there. Bruno needs to rebound better. Period. 21 minutes, 5 boards. Not good enough. Not good enough. 2 offensive rebounds. He took 2 shots. 1 point. 4 fouls in 21 minutes. Bruno, you cannot help the Rockets with whatever your skill set is if you are in foul trouble. So, Bruno, like I said, I've said it before, I like Bruno's game, but he cannot take himself out of ball games with fouls. And that includes setting silent screens, being stationary on the screens. Part of that is also the responsibility of the guard to wait for Bruno to be set on the screen. But he needs to rebound better. And at times, he puts himself out of position by going for block shots rather than box out his man for the rebound. So he's over-aggressive. Just keep it simple. Keep it simple. Oos. Let's see what Oos did. Oos in 19 minutes, 8 boards, 5 points, only 1 O board. Kind of a surprise. Oos had 2 block shots. Oos took 3 threes of his 5 attempts. Excuse me. Took 2 threes. I'm looking at right. Oos took 3 threes and 2 twos. I don't like that ratio at all. Do not like that. Tonight, Boban was more effective than Bruno. He was. Rockets went zone with Boban on the floor. And had some issues with that at times in the zone when Boban was above the outside the paint. Weak side rebounder was not there for the Rockets. And Knicks got some offensive rebounds to keep possessions alive. That wasn't Boban's fault. He did his part, had no weak side help. So you could tell the Rockets in zone defense are not on the same. they're still working on it. It is a work in progress on that. And Coach Silas touched on that a little bit in his post game, but he harped on the 25 turnovers over and over, over and over. It really got under his skin. That 25 turnovers. Yep. Boban isn't fast. Boban is a huge individual. He works at it. He's quicker than he probably earlier in his NBA career. He's gotten better at it, but he wasn't put on this earth to be fleet of foot. If Boban had quick feet, my God, he'd be a terror, man. Because his putback attempt of putback layup of Tari's missed layup was just basically like picking an orange off a tree and just dropping it down in the basket. He's like, man, tall man, it's a big man, great dude, great human being. And did y'all catch the quote from DeMar DeRozan from a few days ago after the Grayson Allen contact with Grayson Allen? And DeMar said he reacted the way he did because of Grayson's reputation. DeMar said, if that were Boban, I wouldn't have reacted at all because of who Boban is. Great dude. Reputation. But just one of those things. Boban has limitations, has physical limitations, but he gives you what he can. He maximizes his effort when he's on the floor. And unfortunately, you got to say that too often, too many Rockets don't maximize their time and effort when they're on the floor. That's an issue. I think that's another reason why Rocket fans are frustrated, disappointed, is the inconsistency in effort and focus from some of these players. And Coach Silas said it. And you heard Luke say it when he coached after the I think went over the Bucks. At some point, the Rockets are no longer young. Stop. You're past up. You're getting to a point. You're not quite. You're getting close to the halfway point of the season. 36 games in. Of course, Jalen did not play college ball. For the guys who played college, hell, even overseas international, this is about one season, or pro season, or college season. So they got to start cutting down on their mistakes. Being young is a reason only for so long. Only, and then you start making the same mistakes repeatedly. That's a you problem. What I think about LP, love LP's offense. I think LP defensively has surprised some people, especially his shot blocking. He's not fleet of foot. He's not great, quick laterally. He has limitations on defense as well. He's gotten better. He's done a better job of cutting down on his turnovers. The Rockets probably should get him more involved in the offense from the post, mid post, high post. But I like him. Based on the personnel, as Rockets continue to improve talent-wise in the front court, he might be best suited to come off the bench. And if Rockets personnel improves enough where LP's coming off the bench, that's the makings of a hell of a team, in my opinion. Josh Christopher, it's time. It's time to see what Josh can do. And and not play Garrison Matthews so much. Garrison Matthews, when Garrison is not making threes, what other purpose does he serve? At least Josh can, beat folks off the dribble, move out the ball, bring the ball up the floor. Josh needs to control his turnovers, limit his turnovers as well. But give him some time to shine. Yeah, Gary, I'm not surprised about that. About Alp being in the top 20 in rebounds per minute. Because doing very well. I think Alp pre-draft, word was Alp just was too slow, couldn't do anything on defense, would struggle with his lack of athleticism. Like he would be a complete minus in anything he did defensively. Anything. I think he's proven those folks wrong. Is he Jabari on defense? No. But he's fundamentally sound. I think he surprises folks with his help side defense and trying to block shots. Put this up here as well for folks to discuss about the Goon Squad. Possibly, and I'm kind of, let me ask you guys this. I'm surprised at the suddenness of Ty replacing Dacian, because the last game or two before Ty took Dacian's spot in rotation, Dacian was playing well. He was playing some of his best ball. Yeah, well, didn't seem to matter because now Ty is ahead of Dacian in the rotation. That kind of is strange to me. Joker's defense is it's all fundamental defense. Joker's not a great athlete, but guys like Joker, Alp, Luka, overseas guys, but there are guys in America. He's hurt this year. He's out for the year now, but as an example, bringing an young American, like Kay Cunningham. Kay Cunningham is not a great athlete, but he gets stuff done. He got stuff done when he was healthy. So, J-Mon, that's your thing. Too little, too late for Dacian. I'm good with that because y'all know for a while I said Ty should take Dacian's minutes. Yeah. So I'm okay with it. I'm just saying that when Ty finally got the spot, Dacian was playing better. That's all. Interesting comment here from Terry. Dacian was pushing the pace more. And like I said, the last couple of games, let me see. Let's see. Get a log from Ty's last few games here. Let's see. Because the last few games, I don't believe he's done a great job with his assists. And he's playing at a slower pace. Let's see. Ty's last 5 games, 1 assist, 2 assists, 3 assists, 1 assist. Tonight, 0 assists. So 1 assist against the Mavs in 12 minutes, 2 assists in 8 minutes against the Bulls, 3 assists in 20 minutes against Boston, 1 assist in 14 minutes against the Mavs on Thursday, and then 13 minutes tonight, 0 assists. He's got to do a better job of passing the ball. Find his teammates in scoring position, and of course his teammates got to make the shots. But I think Ty is better. He's a point guard. And Daishen Nix is a guard the Rockets are trying to make a point guard into a point guard. So my thoughts, that's my take on that. All right. I'm not wrapping it up. I'm just got a question, thinking about it. Mavs here on Monday. I hope y'all heard the comment from Jason Kidd that I posted on the Houston Roundball Review YouTube channel. And every so often, we're going to try to pull some comments from the coaches, the opposing coaches, when the comments are about the Rockets, either directly or indirectly. And J. Kidd said that the 25 fast break points the Mavs had Thursday, he was being sarcastic, but he's like, must be an all-time high. 25 fast break points. Got to be a record, franchise record. And somebody said, season high. Season high. See, that's what I'm saying. Season high. So we'll see what they do on Monday. Will the Rockets get back in defense and stop the Mavs in transition? Stop Dwight Powell from getting easy buckets and the full court passes and things of that sort. Well, how will the Rockets defend Luka? Luka's had what? 50 points in 3 games? 3 of his last 5 games, something like that? It's a bad man. That's a bad man. Rockets are off tomorrow, so no media session. Thank goodness for that. Oh boy, because covering all these teams takes a toll on the old man. College teams, Coos, Rice, Rockets, Big 12. It's a lot. So I think Luka will play because did Mavs play tonight or last night? They beat the Spurs by 126, 125. All right. Oh, that's right. Luka scored 50. Yeah, that's right. In the Spurs game. That's right. But once again, Terry, did you see or hear about Eric Gordon's comments or his answer? When we read a comment, it was an answer to the question about, are you seeing the improvement you thought you'd see when the season started? Answer from Eric Gordon: there's no improvement. Quote, unquote. I'm working hard for the city, Tony. You got that right. I am. And conference play starting in college, full swing. SWAC play starts on Monday. I'll be at Rockets game Monday, but Wednesday I'll be at TSU. So complete the circle. I think I got TSU, SWAC, and then I'll try to fit in some 8 CU conference games this month at some point. Gary doesn't like KPJ and Jalen's defense. It's not consistent. Gary, that's an issue. You see how they play against guys who are perceived as elite players. They get up for those dudes. It's everybody else where they go through the motions. It's the NBA. These are professional players, NBA players. Even the non-stars can get buckets if you don't defend them. If you just let them get into their rhythm, they can get buckets. That's why they're in the NBA. Damn. It's simple as that. Respect the opponent. Every opponent. You got to respect them. All of them. How do the players feel? Just go by what they say. So, other than Eric's comments this evening, the players like and respect Coach Silas. They do. And I've heard nothing off the record to think different. But starting the 7-game homestand with those 2 wins, then losing 5 straight, and they're struggling with the road win at the Bulls. It's been an outlier. You're now, once again, hearing little rumblings about Coach Silas's job. Let me see what they got in January. Oh, let's see. Let's do it. Let's do what we do, people, family. Let's see. January 2nd, home game against the Mavs. What say you? What say y'all? W or L? Just Brandon hasn't been here. Where's Brandon? Yeah, where's Mr. Brandon 33 wins? Where has he been? W or L? Mavs. Luka's going to play, I think. So Terry says L. Alan says W. K Ortiz, thank you very much. Happy New Year to you as well. See if my voice can hold out here. Gary says Brandon's hiding. I don't know, Gary might be celebrating because he's been consistent about 33 wins. He hasn't changed. And he said that for 2 years now. So he hasn't changed. He has not wavered. So we got 2 L's and a W for the Rockets on versus the Mavs on Monday. I saw what Sham said about Nate McMillan wanting out from the Hawks. Did Coach say anything? Did McMillan say have a presser to refute it? Because how long ago? It wasn't that long ago when Shams had an early report about Nate, Coach McMillan, and Trae Young not getting along, and Nate had. But at the very beginning of his media session, he said that is not true, and he denied everything about that. So I don't know. I don't know if Nate seems to be does seem the kind of guy who just want to basically quit mid-season. Well, I think Nate be a good coach here, and it would be an off-season move. I like him better than Jeff Van Gundy with the Rockets. I'll say that. And I'll just leave it at that for right now. Okay, Wednesday against the Pelicans. It's a road game. First of a back-to-back. Wednesday in New Orleans, then home against Utah. Give me your predictions on that. Yeah, Terry, I think it's James and, and leverage. Oh, Blue, how are you? If I remember right, you're a Detroit fan, aren't you, Rogue Blue? Because if it's you, you need to tell me how in the hell Detroit came back and won the second half tonight over Minnesota. Tell me, because I was shocked when I saw that come up on my phone. Let's see. Yep, I think James just wants leverage. James Harden with these Rockets would not make the Rockets better in terms of deep runs in the playoffs. And that's the goal. That's the ultimate goal. Deep runs in the playoffs and that championship. James ain't doing that. No, not with these guys. No. So Wednesday in New Orleans, Thursday home against Utah. Yep. EG put it out there with his frustration and the look on his face. Quick answer, there's no improvement. I was right there in the locker room when he said it. But he said it so well, no, I heard what he said. I heard his answer, there's no improvement. I did not hear the question from my man Spo. So I asked Vanessa what the question was, and she told me the question. Oh, okay. So yeah. And that's when the session ended. The locker room, okay, thanks, we're done. So it was nothing like, all right, everybody get out. It wasn't like that. It was just Scoot spoke first, Eric was second. Eric gave that there's no improvement answer. And that was it. That was a wrap. We were done pretty quickly after that. So 30 minutes from midnight here in the Central Time Zone. And welcoming in 2023. See, thank you very much, Tony. I'm on that wavelength because I think more often than not, more Rocket players than not have shown improvement this season individually. It has not equated to wins for a lot of fans. That, will fans be happy? But Eric's the one showing his frustrations on the floor. Eric's the one who doesn't want to be here and is tweeted as such with emojis. Eric's one who's made that comment this evening. And Eric also said this team has a small margin for error tonight. This team is not good enough to win with ISO ball. This team needs to have better ball movement. Okay, Eric, well, we knew that before this season began. So why did you think any different? You could have been traded in the offseason. This team wasn't going to win 37 games, 33. Jackson, what's up, my man? My man, let me give you some shine right here, man. I've been showing your clip, your tweet of it. Let me do it one more time if I get it right here. Oh, wrong one. Here we go. Oh, wrong thing. What? Let me get this right here. There we go. Let me see. There we go. One more time if you missed it.
Are you seeing the improvement that you thought you would see when the season started?
There's no improvement.
Are you seeing the improvement that you thought you would see when the season started?
There's no improvement.
Are you seeing the improvement that you thought you would see when the season started?
There's no improvement.
So there we go. There it is. There's no improvement. Yep. Kaylee and her fiance are in Cleveland. I think he got a great job in Cleveland, and Kaylee's covering the Cavs. She's doing very well with her family. And again, let me say this again. The Rockets, the Knicks, from this perspective, the Knicks shot 38.9% from the floor. The Rockets shot 37.7%. So not a huge difference. Knicks made 15 threes. Rockets made 14 threes. The Knicks won by 20 because the Rockets had 25 turnovers and the Knicks scored 37 points off those turnovers. There was a 37-9 points off turnovers difference in this game. The Knicks won by 20, shooting less than 40% from the floor. That's hard to do. That's hard to do. But it's great that Jackson chimed in. I mentioned to him before we left the building, I was going to try to do the show tonight. So, yep, great. And for folks who don't know, I'll put it out there. It's all love. There's no beef between any of us who cover the Rockets. So I'm me, Fagan, and Berman are the I'm gonna say it for myself. I don't want to put it on Jonathan and Scoop. Berman are the old heads covering the Rockets. But the new guys and the new media, like Jackson Gatlin, my man Kelly Eco, Cody Davis. That's the new media, the new guys, the young lions covering the Rockets. So, it's all family when we cover the Rockets, and Spo's in the middle because Spo's older than Jackson and younger than me. So, I'm gonna do that. I thought about that. I'm working on that. Got to get Luke on to talk with me. Won't be, about the Rockets though. It'll be about more me and Luke and our stuff back in the day. With Oos been inconsistent. Every Rock has been inconsistent this year. That's one of the reasons. So that they're struggling, that they're 10-26. So, but yeah, I want to say this because I didn't really want to post a comment from Damon Stoudemire after the Celtics win over the Rockets. But Damon made a comment during his post game where he referenced Coach Hollins. Lionel Hollins gave him his first job in the NBA as coach. And Luke, Damon Stoudemire, used to live in Houston, had a house here in Houston, and worked out with Luke for years. I was at a lot of those sessions with Luke in the lab at 5 a.m. If it was late, late start like would be 6 a.m. because Luke was serious. He wanted to know how serious the players were about improving their game. So when Damon made that comment, I was like, yep, it was good to hear him reference that and give a shout out to Luke, because I remember those back in the day. Back in the day, we used to work out at Rice, at the Met, and different spots around town, in the lab, in the gym, Lutheran. So, it was great seeing some of the high school kids, some NBA guys, some guys, pro guys who played overseas, trying to get back in the league or just trying to refine their game. So, yeah, we go back a long, long way. So when I finally do get Luke to join me, we're going to talk about things like that. So not necessarily Rocket talk, because one more time, Terry and family, cheers. Happy New Year to everybody. 2023 is almost here. I'm sure Terry is drinking some of that good New Zealand rum. But let me see how can I phrase. Let me put this, because I'm gonna say this. I forgot his name. I saw a young man get drafted, basically get drafted from one move during one of those workouts. NBA scouts were there, and this young man, very few guys can do it, took off, and Luke only does it for certain players who can do it, to showcase the athleticism of players. This young man probably against the wall, from the wall to the rim, so it's a little bit out of bounds. So let's say 30 feet. 30 feet from the wall to the rim. This young man took 2 strides, baseline, and dunked. Okay, 2 strides. And the look on one particular scout's face was, oh my goodness, we got to draft him. And he got drafted. One move. One move. Young fella did not have a long-term NBA career, but he got drafted in the first round off one move. It's a hell of a move. But got the mug from Rockets PR Media. I know the lighting kind of shines a little bit, but you see that right there, the logo. And then, of course, on the back, can't really see, got my name on it. The lighting's bad. The camera, there we go, a little bit better there. See my name on there, Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review. Yeah, this is like 2 years old now. Media swag. Hey, media loves free stuff too. And that we're not different from the fans. If it's free, hey, thank you very much. Thank you for thinking of us. So much appreciated for that. I use it a lot to drink adult beverages and the like. Oh no, Terry, this is years ago. This is years ago. So it's not Giannis. But yeah, this is years ago. Happened that inside Rice's Fox Gym. So, but yeah, this is years ago. I wonder if Luke remembers that story, because he used to do it for just some select players to showcase their athleticism. But yeah, it was a hell of a move, hell of a finish. But yep. But I think I've seen Giannis do that move, and when Giannis did it, I thought of this young man from back in the day who did it as well. This young man was not Giannis. No way, no how. But he was from Houston, right? Played high school ball here. Yeah, played high school ball here as well. So yeah. But yeah, let me see. I got to work on that because it might have to grow it into a roundtable discussion of back in the day stories, because that might be some fun stuff. But yes, Justin, that's where I want to go with Luke and stories about guys at Fondy, because I didn't go to Fondy back in the day, in the old Fondy. So that stuff I really want to ask Luke about, and not just the stuff about me in the lab at Rice and in the Met and things like that. But oh man, almost you pick an NBA guy. They came here at some point, spent time working out with Luke at some point. Oh, no question. Great up and coming talent, high school kids, college kids, pros, rookies, vets. And it was not for Twitter. Okay, it's before the age of Twitter. It's before, stuff on your phones and all those things. Because you can see it. I mean, you've seen, I think you guys know, covering Rockets just now, seeing how Luke is with the players now. Let's magnify that with no cameras. Luke, straight shooter, man. This straight shooter, and did not care. He didn't care what you were in the NBA. Because once you came to the lab, you like everybody else. You busted your butt just like everybody else. And if you didn't, he would call you out. He would call you out, no question. But yet, Fondy was great. Fondy been renovated, remodeled, and everything like that. But yeah, the Fondy Pro-Am is a lot of fun. It's different than it was in the early 2000s, but everything's different. But man, things like that, I like showing my age, because that was some fun times, fun talks. Afterwards, after the game, after practices, workouts, discussions, and oh man, this great stuff, man. Really enjoyed it. A lot of stuff. Oh man, I'm getting everything. Scooter, I'm not as close to these guys as I was to guys back in the day, older dudes. Oh yeah, much different. Man, much different. Yeah, Luke, Rico, yep, that's great stuff. Justin, Scooter, you guys take me back down the trail, man. One of the guys who worked out. Heck, I'm old enough. I remember when Luke's sons, John and Jay, were little kids or youngsters, working out, doing the same drills that everybody else was doing. And Big Luke treated them just like everybody else. If they messed up, he would get on them too. But if they did the drill right and a vet messed up, Luke would be like, how's my 10-year-old son doing the drill and you can't do it? Oh, man, it was great stuff, man. Back in the day, just great stuff. My son can do this and you can't? It's a good thing you're here. Oh, man. Fun stuff, man. Oh, that's a good laugh, man. All right. We're about 15 minutes away from midnight here in the Central Time Zone. I'm trying to hang on to wish everybody Happy New Year officially when the clock strikes 12. And boy, yep, Bel Air High School. Yep. John and Jay went to Bel Air. And Jay's now, where's Jay? Jay, I think it's at Texas staff. He left Kentucky to go to Texas, I think, of staff. Yeah. I'll go back further than that, Justin. I go back to older stuff. Yeah, a little bit. Well, toward the end. I started covering Rockets in 95-ish. But yeah, let me put it like this. I'm gonna say this story because it's late. It's late night. It's KG after dark. Let me just say this. It's on public consumption. Brandon Simpson, that's a different Brandon, not the Brandon Mr. 33 wins, Brandon. But Eric, we're gonna see if Eric balls out on Monday. We'll see. I mean, Rockets are off tomorrow, so probably won't be any public comments or anything of that sort regarding the comment that Eric made. But back in the day, used to me and a guy you see on TNT. Y'all know, first person put it up. Y'all know who it is I'm talking about. So hang out at a few places. We hung out a few times. I think I said this before in early editions of these shows. Hung out at a few places together. And wherever he went, this one particular, life of the party. Oh, Justin, come on now. You know better than DA. DA is not on. I'm talking about inside the NBA. One of the crew. One of the crew. Hey, Brandon, nobody's has an issue with what Eric says about what he said about him being frustrated. He's frustrated. He wants to be out of here. Hell, so does everybody else. Honestly, I think they want him gone too. No AI, not Kenny. You're getting closer. Not Kenny. Nope. Keep going. Y'all put the name up there. I'm gonna say the story. Well, not all of them, but one of them. Oh, come on. It's not Kenny. No, it's not Kenny. But this guy, thank you. There it is, Terry. Charles. There it is. Charles Barkley. And this is old building. This is probably before, this is Compact Center. One of the really tiny locker rooms and things like that. But Charles. But I forget the game. The game is unimportant. The opponent and all that. This is a long time ago. Mark Berman. We're in the locker room, okay? We're in the locker room. And damn if I know why Berman asked the question. No idea. We're in the locker room. Game's over. And I think Berman was joking. And he yelled out. I mean, smaller locker room, so it wasn't nowhere near as big as it is now. He's like, Chuck, where you going after this? Where you going? And I kid you not, Charles said, and I was standing next to Berman when he said it. So it's like across the locker rooms, but the locker room held like 10 feet. Really tiny locker room. And Charles said, ask the guy standing next to you. Talk about me. And Berman looked over to me and he's like, Kris, you know where Charles going tonight? And I was like, yeah. You gonna tell me? No. And sure enough, after the game was over, we went out, had a great time. So yes, that was an hilarious story because Berman, I was new covering Rockets, new-ish. So Berman's like, you know where Charles going after? I'm like, yeah, I sure do. I think that's when Berman realized, Kris knows. Kris knows people. I did all right back in the day. I did all right. So, but when I hung out with Charles, it was no fighting. Okay, no bar fights, nothing like that. But Charles, ladies love Charles. They just flock to him, And hey, they don't know who I am. I'm just a little dude. I'm just in the background. But I did all right. That's one story. We got 10 minutes until midnight, and we kick off 2023. So yes, I'm not sure how the age of some of my youngsters here on this edition of Let's Talk Houston Rockets, but I'm 50. Okay. I'll be 51 in March. So, yep. I go back a long way with a lot of some of you do. So, yeah. But another story, and this is funny. I love this story. Former Rocket. Oh, yeah. Eric, WK, what Eric says about ball movement, and the Rockets not passing enough and all those things. What he said was on point. But again, Eric, we knew that stuff was going to be an issue before this season started. So what did you expect? So, but, he's frustrated now. And the weird thing is, Eric is frustrated after he had a good game individually. But team-wise, no. 4 turnovers from him. He shot the ball well, but he had one stretch. He threw a shot off the backboard, got the rebound, and then launched an air ball as the shot clock expired. So, come on. But, yeah, trade him. He wants out of here. Trade him. Give him a chance to win in the playoffs, which he wants, and just take back a couple picks, second-round picks. Just come on, Rafael, get this done. Come on. But one more story. One more. Former Rocket fan favorite. I mean, very sarcastic when I say that. Do I think his contract situation plays a part? I think the losing is playing a part. Eric's tired of losing, and I guess he's surprised at how many losses and how the Rockets are doing this year. So the losing is part of it. But hey, the contract is the contract. He signed it. He agreed to it. Non-guaranteed next season. But that's on him. That's him. 7 minutes until 2023. Kelvin Cato. Kelvin Cato. The man who got a contract based on a triple-double in a preseason game, Kelvin Cato. I will not speak ill of Kelvin Cato because of one evening. The Rockets, and throughout this time of Cato's, probably Kelvin's, he had not been with the Rockets very long. So being one of the newer players, being in the locker room, I tried to not spend a lot of time with the star players and spend time with the newer guys and build a rapport with them. And we did that. I did it for a while. So after every game, I talked to him, chop it up real quick, whether he played or not. So after he shined in that preseason game, got the triple-double, got the huge contract, Rockets had a game. This is back in NBA on NBC. And I want to say the game was against the Bulls. That's irrelevant. But game's over. And we in the locker room. And same thing, but it's me and Kelvin talking. And we're like, yo, man, what you gonna do? What you doing after the game? It's Sunday, early tip-off, noon, 2:30. And he's like, gonna be at the spot later on? Yeah, I'll be there. Said, all right, bet. I'll see you when I get there. All right, cool. Remember, Kelvin's tall dude. Tall dude. We get there, get to the place. 6'10" Kelvin. Ladies see this tall man. They come up to Kelvin. We're hanging out at the bar. At this moment, we're hanging out at the bar. Excuse me. And ladies just flocking to Kelvin, And he's turned them down, He's giving them no thank you. I'm not right now. I'm busy, blah, 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 blah. And I'm standing next to him. I'm on his right. And I said, yo, man, the next lady come up to you. Let me holler at her. Let me talk to her. All right, man, I got you. I got you. I got you. Sure enough, not 2 minutes passed by. Woman comes up to Kelvin. 2 ladies come up to Kelvin. And he starts talking to one of them. And the other one, well, he wasn't talking to. And I tapped him on the elbow. I said, yo, man. And he's like, oh, my bad, my fault. I got you. And he introduced me to the other young lady. Had a good night. Had a good night. That was a good night. That was a good club. It was a good spot back in the day. I did all right back in the day. That's all I'm going to say on that. Just leave it at that. 4 minutes away until 2023 here on Let's Talk Houston Rockets on the Houston Roundball Review YouTube channel. So yes, so that Cato said, I got you. He kept his word. So that's why I will never speak ill of Kelvin Cato. But yes, those were some good old days, some fun days, some reminiscent, talking about the Rockets when I was really spent time covering the Rockets. Just a different time, much more interaction, easier to talk to the fellas back in the day. I think part of that was also where they practiced at West Side Tennis Club. Just a whole different vibe. Spend more time at practice and hanging out with the story, hanging out with the guys, watching practice and the runs, you know, when guys would come out of town and run and hoop and what happened in practice and just in the run, just stayed there. You know, they didn't care about it. They weren't worried about me spreading whatever happened, you know. Then they hang out afterwards and trust. I didn't have money. Then they didn't care. They knew I wouldn't break a bond. So it was cool just to hang out with them. And we kept, you know, I was on radio a few times then. And then after that, I got my ladies' man nickname from my buddy Matt Jackson when I was on 610 a lot. I mean, there was a point there when I was on radio enough and I hung out enough where I remember a guy called into the show that I was a guest on. And the guy called in and said, hey, Matt, Jeremy, I saw the ladies' man last night hanging out, having a good time. And I was like, uh-oh. But I was out that the night before having a good time. I was. So, hey, when I was a young man, I had fun. Oh, as we're less than 2 minutes away, one more story from, I'm not going to go into all the details of it because this is a funny story, but may he rest in peace. Craig Sager. Rockets were playing on it was a Thursday night game, I think, a Thursday. And he was in town Wednesday, you know, before the game, prep, TV, getting everything ready for the game, Thursday's game. And he happened to be at the same spot we were hanging out. And it was a slow night. And me and one other friend, I don't think it was a lot of us. Yeah, maybe there's 2 of us. Almost there. So almost time. Happy New Year officially. And obviously, Craig Sager was 6'5", I think. You know, Craig was tall, but you knew who Craig was. So I went up to him and talked to him and small talk. And I knew some of his history of, you know, covering teams, how long he's been around, doing the business and everything. And he was not a fan of a certain former player / coach. I won't name who it is, but did not like this person. And I was shocked at who he just hated the person. And he bought us some drinks, bought us a few rounds of drinks. And Happy New Year, everybody. Cheers. It's 2023. Have a great 2023. Happy New Year to everybody. Justin, WK, Tony M, Terry Agent. Hit that like button on the channel, on the YouTube videos on the channel. But my neighborhood, my peeps are outside blasting the fireworks. Hope you can hear it. We're celebrating. I'm here with you guys, celebrating, telling great stories. So happy New Year to you and yours. Hope 2023 is better for you than 2022. Even if 2022 was a great year. Hope 2023 is better for you than 2022. But we tied one on. Oh man, did we? And yeah, I think we shut the place down. So that's closing time like 2:00. Rockets had shoot around like 10 o'clock within hours. So I thank Craig for the round of drinks he bought for us. And I said, Craig, hey, I'll see you in a few hours. He said, yep, I'll be there. So that's years ago. I saw him shoot around within hours. You made okay. Years passed. Craig his health began to decline. And I want to say he was back visiting. I think he was in town for some cancer treatments at Methodist. But he came to a Rockets game because he was in town for treatments. So before the game, I spoke to him again, said hi to him, asked how he was doing. And I asked him if he remembered this particular night. And he's like, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. Good to see you. Long time no see. And to mind you, his health was poor. But just to hear him remember that night years prior, put a smile on his face and a smile on my face. So that was great. And so may he rest in peace. Sager strong, Craig Sager. So I just want to say that to you. So KG After Dark, you never know what you'll hear on these live stream shows of Let's Talk Houston Rockets. So I hope you enjoyed those little tidbits from me. Justin, thank you for that comment. I mean, I really do appreciate that. So yep, my mom, passed away June 15th, 2022. So I miss her daily. And I'm sure if you guys have lost a parent, you know how it is. And you just keep pressing forward and do the best you can and maintain the memory of your parents. So I hope everybody enjoys those stories. And just to recap it, Rockets lost 108-88 to the Knicks Saturday night. Eric Gordon comments post-game. Eric, spoke the truth. He's frustrated. He wants the Rockets to have better ball movement, more ball movement. He was asked if things had improved this season. He said, no, there's been no improvement. We shall see what the Rockets do and trade him between now, January 1st, and February, February 9th, I think, roughly, February 9th, something like around that. Eric's gone. Okay. So Rockets Mavs on Monday night. Luka, C. Wood. Hopefully it'll be better outcome for the Rockets on Monday. But keep watching the Houston Roundball Review YouTube channel. More content going forward in store for you in 2023. So everybody, thank you once again, as always, for taking time to join me on these shows. See you in the future. Stay safe. Take care. Peace.